Well, good morning, folks. My name's David Reeves. I'm president of Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. We're over here at E3. We've got our own stand and we're showing our own first-party products, as you probably know. So we've had what we think is a pretty good year for both hardware and software. We've now got an installed base of PS2 in our PAL territories of around about 22 million. Last year it was 14, so we've grown about 8 million into consumers' hands, which means we've gone up by about 57%. Software-wise, we're now up to about 180 million pieces of software. Software grew a little bit more than hardware. We're probably up about 75–76% on last year. And with all the new products coming up, we're looking forward to a good year next year. We think we've got some nice products coming out for the consumers. In particular, there's one called Killzone, which you probably know about. It's being produced by Guerrilla Games in Holland under SCEE auspices. People have said that it could be actually ginormous, maybe even bigger than GT or GTA. We have also The Getaway, Black Monday, which is the sequel to The Getaway, which came out a couple of years ago. And a couple of other games that maybe I should mention is we are the official video game supplier for the Olympic Games in Athens 2004, and that will be coming out at the end of June. You can play that with a DualShock, but you can also play it with a dance mat. You can actually run the 100 meters or the 200 meters, whatever you want to do. So we think that'll be fun for the punters and the consumers right the way around the world. I think the other highlight for us is not just for us, but I think, as you know, in the handheld world, Ken Kutaragi last year held up this, which was the UMD, which is the Universal Media Disc. And this year we were proud to be able to hold up this, which is actually the PSP, PlayStation Portable. They'll be introducing this in Japan at the end of this calendar year, and we'll be bringing it out probably about March 05 into the PAL territories and probably into the US as well. This obviously is the front, and it's got a screen, an LCD screen. It's 4.3 inches in diagonal. You can translate that into centimeters later. There's an analog control here on the bottom left-hand side. It's got the normal buttons that you would see on basically on a DualShock controller. The medium that it takes is a UMD. This is a 60mm disc. It's a new medium, 1.8 megabytes, double-sided. You press the button here, it opens at the back, and there's the back side. That will open. This one doesn't actually open because I'm afraid of breaking it. You put the caddy in like that with the disc, shut it up, and you're ready to go. It will play games, pre-recorded. It will play movies, pre-recorded, probably up to just over 2 hours on a DVD style movie, and it will play music as well, which will be pre-recorded. It has a USB connector there, which means you can connect it to any USB device. You can connect it to a PS2 as well. It has a slot here for a memory stick, which means that you can download music onto it and put your music onto the memory stick and then just play it back. It has the normal left and right buttons, as you can see here, as you would find basically on a DualShock controller. I think some of you who've been at E3 have probably been down to the stand, and you can see that there are models in black, which is probably the one that we will introduce. There's models in white and yellow as well. There are some peripherals. There's going to be a keyboard, a transparent keyboard with a stylus. There's going to be a GPS peripheral. Obviously there are earphones. There's a wireless connection, and there's going to be speakers as well, and there's a pochette pouch, if you like, just to be able to put in so that you don't damage the screen. So that was one of the highlights for us, was the PSP. We know that competition are coming out with something which is handheld as well, so I think E3's been kind of the handheld E3 this year. But at Sony Computer Entertainment, what we have tried to do over the last year is what we say is not recycled consumers and hardcore gamers. PS2 brought a lot more consumers into the marketplace, but we really want to bring people in who've not played games before. And last year we did that with iToy, with iToy Play. I think you know that it works on a camera basis, so you can play wishy-washy or keepy-uppy with balls and things like that. Around the world, I think now we've got about 3.5 million consumers who've bought iToy Play. In our PAL territories alone, it's up now to 2.5. So we're very, very happy that 35% of the people who actually bought it had never played a video game before. So we're actually bringing new people into it. So from a consumer point of view, they seem to get excited. There are other games, and I think there's one game that I should mention, that's GT4. GT4 is a legend in its own lifetime. The Japanese call it a national treasure. It's done by Polyphony in Tokyo, and that we're going to bring out in November this year. GT4 will be totally online. It'll have at least 3 times as many cars as it had before. And if you go down and see it on the stand, I think you'll agree it's a generation forward from the last one of GT3. So we think that will be a hit. From our third parties, I think you know there's also going to be some smash hits, which are exclusive to PlayStation 2, incidentally. And that will be GTA San Andreas, which will be coming out at the end of October, and Metal Gear Solid, the next iteration, Snake Eater, and that will be coming out February, March 05. So I think, I hope the consumers will agree when they see the products on the shelves around the world that there's some really hot stuff coming out from PlayStation in the next 6 to 8 months.